As we've hit the halfway point of the NBA season, there are more questions than answers. Who are the teams to watch out for? Are the Bucks as good as we think they are? What can we expect from the Nets? Will Golden State be able to flip the switch? But one thing we do know for sure is which players have put themselves in position for NBA postseason awards. The race to the MVP ladder is heating up, and there are some serious fireworks in store for 2023. This season's MVP race is the most wide open many fans can remember, and it looks like there are at least 6 players that are changing places in the top 5 on a daily basis. Last week of December, Dallas Mavericks superstar guard Luka Doncic wowed the world with an incredible individual performance that left coaches and fans alike in disbelief. The history of the game is written by the players, and it was written again tonight, said Dallas Mavericks coach Jason Kidd. But let's not forget that it's still early in the game, so regardless of where your favorite player sits in the key race to the MVP ladder on any given day, there's still plenty of time for them to climb to the very top and make their mark on the history books. Take Luka Doncic for example. Sure, the numbers from his most recent games are impressive. We all know his biggest game lately, 60 points, 21 rebounds and 10 assists, but it's not just the stats that make him a top contender for MVP, it's how he plays the game. In the last 33.9 seconds of regulation in a game against the New York Knicks, the Mavericks were down 9 points, but Doncic didn't give up. He led the team on a 10-3 run, hit a free throw to cut the deficit to 2, and then intentionally missed the next. What happened next was pure magic. Doncic came down with the loose ball and flipped it back up while falling to the floor for the game-tying bucket with 1 second left in regulation. And that's not all. He carried the Mavericks home from there, scoring 7 of the team's 11 points in overtime. He broke Dirk Nowitzki's franchise mark for points in a game, and tied James Harden's record for the highest-scoring triple-double in NBA history. In short, the kid's unbelievable. Luka's performance is just one example of the incredible talent we've seen on the court this year. The current leader of the key race to the MVP ladder has been the reigning 2-time MVP, Nikola Jokic, for many days since the start of 2023, who's been quietly carrying the Denver Nuggets to the very first place in the Western Conference. Boston's Jason Tatum also seems to be taking up the second spot consistently, and rounding out the top 5 are Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo. But let's keep it real, at this point you could make a solid MVP case for every player ranked in the top 5, and even lower. Jokic has already notched multiple 40-point games, and has led the Nuggets to pretty much all of their wins. Doncic dropped 50 and 60 points in 2 of his 3 showings, before putting up his then league-leading 8th triple-double. But despite Jokic more often than not taking up the first place on the ladder, many experts think Luka Doncic wins the mid-season award, not simply because of his insane raw numbers, or his efficiency getting them, with 34 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, 8.7 assists, and 61.3 true shooting percentage, but also the workload he's had to take on to keep Dallas winning. Without a high-level secondary playmaker after Jalen Brunson chose New York, Doncic has had to shoulder an insane offensive load, with his 38.6 usage percentage being second in the entire league. The talent on the court this year is off the charts, and it's clear that the players are not going to be putting down their history-writing pens anytime soon. As we move into the 2023, the competition is fierce, and we're sure to see some more incredible moments and performances. It feels like this season, the MVP race could come down to the season's final weeks, and it's not going to be a clear-cut, nearly unanimous choice. Like the season, this race is going to be wild and unpredictable.